Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing sort of a digital autopsy on a platform called TesterWork.
hmm
And our mission really is to figure out why this one company has maybe the most bizarre split in public reviews I have ever seen. We're talking parallel universes here.
It is truly wild. I mean, the hook is right there from the start on Glassdoor. Employees give the organization a glowing 4.5 stars. Amazing.
Fantastic, yeah.
But then you hop over to Trustpilot, and the actual users, the testers, their reviews crash down closer to 2 stars.
2 stars. So you had to ask, who is this company actually for?
Exactly.
So let's unpack the legitimate foundation first, because this isn't some ghost operation, is it?
No, not at all. On paper, it looks solid. TesterWork is part of a real company, Global App Testing.
Founded in 2015, based in London.
Yep. They claim over 200,000 testers. They use PayPal, Upwork, all the standard payment methods.
And what about those 500-plus employee reviews, the good ones?
They all talk about a great internal structure, good salary, work-life balance. I mean, for the people inside the company, it really seems to be a great place to work.
Okay, so stable from a corporate perspective.
Totally stable. But that's where the stability just stops.
It just falls off a cliff
Mhm.
because that experience does not translate to the testers on the outside at all.
Not even a little bit. That is where the chaos really starts. The user complaints are relentless.
So what's the most common story?
The most common scenario is you sign up, you pass their assessment,
And you're ready to work.
you think you are,
Hmm.
but then nothing. Crickets. 0 test invitations for months. Some people say years.
Years. Wow. And for the unlucky few who do get work.
Well, their work often gets rejected. Constantly. For these really vague or even contradictory reasons.
I saw reports that the payments, even if the work is accepted, are insulting.
Oh, yeah. Pennies for hours of work is a phrase that comes up a lot.
And then the promised payment amount sometimes just changes. Or it's voided because of some non-existent missing document.
Yeah. It feels like it's designed to make you give up. Just deliberate friction to avoid paying.
Yeah, it does. But as bad as that all sounds, the trail seems to lead somewhere much more sinister.
It really does. And this is where it gets genuinely interesting and, frankly, a bit scary.
The identity theft allegations.
That's it.
So we're escalating from wage theft to potential identity harvesting.
It is a massive escalation, and it all centers on what they ask for during the application process.
Okay, what are they asking for?
The crown jewels of your personal data.
Yeah.
We're talking photos of your ID, full name, your physical address, phone number.
All for a chance to maybe earn a few pennies.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Multiple applicants who submitted all that data and then never got any work.
Uh-huh.
They later reported receiving suspicious phone calls where the person on the other end had the exact private details they had only provided to TesterWork.
Oh, that is chilling. So the warning from a lot of reviewers is just, don't upload your ID. Don't do it.
Absolutely. The whole low-pay testing gig starts to look like, a very plausible cover story for something else.
And this is all reinforced by just terrible communication, right?
Completely. Users report ignored support tickets, weeks-long waits, or just getting 0 instructions after being accepted. On top of that, Scam Advisor noted the reviews are so polarized they look fake.
Suggesting incentivized or purchased reviews.
Yes. And get this, TesterWork actually admitted that some of the first tasks they gave to testers included posting positive reviews.
You're kidding. So they're building their own positive buzz to muddy the waters.
It makes it impossible to tell what's a real job and what's just a data collector.
So, okay, let's try and synthesize this.
Yeah.
What does this all mean when you have these 3 wildly different realities at play?
Mm-hmm.
So reality 1, the company is legitimate, functional, and a positive place for its actual employees.
Right. Then reality 2. A small minority of testers do seem to earn some money, but it's minimal. It's just enough to maintain the facade that this is a real gig.
It keeps it all looking plausible.
Exactly. And then you have the third and most chilling reality.
Which is?
A huge majority of applicants submit their most sensitive data, never receive any tasks, and then report suspicious activity afterwards.
Suggesting the primary profitable output of this whole operation isn't testing.
It's potentially identity harvesting, just disguised as remote work.
This raises a really important question then for you, for anyone looking for that flexible remote gig.
Yeah.
When you see that allure of an easy entry point, how do you weigh that against the very real, terrifying risk of handing over your most sensitive personal documents? It's something to mull over before you click upload on that ID photo.